All right, welcome to chapter 3. This is the chapter on the schwa. Remember, the schwa are the two vertical dots underneath a consonant, and the schwa, for our purposes, is never going to be a vowel. Even in the case of a composite schwa, underneath a guttural letter that has a vowel associated with it, either a segol, patach, or a kametz hatuf. We call these the hadif vowels. Even though we call them that, we are not going to treat them as vowels when dividing syllables. So keep that in mind. Let's look at a couple of examples here. The first one I have is Adama, and we see very quickly what we're going to label our schwas. And we have underneath the guttural at the beginning our composite vocal schwa. So this is a hadif patach. It is a vocal schwa. Not that doesn't mean vowel. There we go. Vocal schwa. It is composite, but it still is considered vocal. Namely, it's not silent. Okay. So this is Adama here. When we divide syllables with this one, again, we're going to start from the back of the word, and we find our first vowel and its consonant, make a cut. Vowel, consonant, and you are going to want to cut right through here, and I hope that you don't, because our vocal schwa is indeed not a vowel on its own. So this aleph cannot stand alone as a syllable if we make a cut right here. Okay, so we have to erase that cut and let that syllable stand on its own. Again, check yourself with the total number of vowels you have. We have 1, 2 vowels, so we end up with 1, 2 syllables. This is very different than the way we count syllables in English phonetically. In English, we would say Adama, 3 syllables, not in Hebrew, so keep that in mind. Schwas do not constitute a syllable on their own, so that's how we would do that one. Again, tonic here and pre-tonic. If we don't have a accent mark written in, we assume it to be on the final syllable. Okay, let's move to the next one. And here we have, see, I'm going to try to help you think through this before I pronounce it, because then I'll give it away. We've got a schwa here underneath the tet. And if you remember the rules, when we have a single schwa in the middle of a word, we look to the preceding vowel. In this case, we have a long holum. If you remember the vowel chart, this holum, was a long vowel. It's a non-historic long vowel, but it is a long vowel. If that schwa is preceded by a long vowel, then that schwa is vocal. Okay, so fairly simple there. One way that I try to remember these, and it has proved to be fairly helpful for me, one way that I try to remember these is that if I have a short vowel in front of the schwa, then it's a silent schwa. So you see that S and S. So then long and vocal doesn't go together, right? But if you associate S and S, then you can, then the other one is the other one. So maybe that will help you with those. In this case, long vowel in front of the schwa equals a vocal schwa. So as we're dividing syllables with this one, let's start in the back again. And we're going to find the vowel, which is our hirik yod, and the consonant that goes with it. And you are going to want to cut right here, but let's not do that. You guys can probably hear my kiddos coming in, right? Let's go ahead and wrap that vocal schwa, and we're going to make our cut here. Vocal schwas begin syllables, and they don't stand alone as a syllable. So we couldn't make a cut here and here. We can only make a cut to the right of the vocal schwa like this, okay? Again, check yourself. Let's count our vowels. 1 and 2. Therefore, we have 2 syllables. Easy peasy, okay? Again, tonic. There we go. Let's look that direction. And again, pre-tonic. Nothing crazy there. Assume the accent to be written in on the final syllable. Okay, let's look at one more here. This next one, I believe, is going to have, yeah, there we go. We've got two schwas in the middle of a word. So in this case, the procedure is fairly easy. When we have two schwas in the middle of the word, first thing I do is split those bad boys. Just don't even think about it. Split them. The one to the right is silent. The one to the left is vocal. And we know that because silent schwas end and close syllables. Vocal schwas begin syllables. So in this case, we've got one vowel, two vowels. We have two syllables, easy enough, okay? This one is going to be our tonic, and I just realized I haven't been labeling these open or closed until I got to this one, and that's okay. You'll hear some of this now. This is pre-tonic and closed. This is tonic and open. So there's a final example. With this one, with the silent schwa, we would say yim shalu. So you can hear on the shalu that little bit of a indistinct vowel sound after the shin, but we stop at the mem. So yim shalu. So there are some examples of the schwa with dividing syllables. I hope that that's helpful for you. Email me with any questions you have.